That's not fair because I'm kind of thinking in terms of people in general.
It's not fair. It's your question. Would you have dated me if I had a kid?
Oh. What's something you feel like should be easy in a relationship, but it's not?
Sex.
Oh.
Welcome back. Whoa. Stop. You tried to do that. You set me up.
Yeah, I did.
Welcome back to another episode of At Our Place with Megan and Sherelle. I'm Sherelle.
And I'm Megan.
Woo.
Thanks for coming back.
How you guys doing this week?
Silence.
Nothing but silence.
Well, what do you expect after you ask?
Man.
After you ask that?
A response.
Well, I'm not going to respond because you say, how are you guys doing? I'm not going to say, I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys don't know, we are wives and bandmates and a bunch of other stuff too. We like to create cool things together.
Yeah.
We live by the beach with two crazy, sometimes amazing Australian shepherds.
You had to throw
A little less amazing this week because they've been destroying our house and eating our food.
They've been, how do I say this? They've been marking their territory all throughout our house for no reason at all.
Yes, and then I'll go and I'll like carve it clean, and then 2 seconds later they'll mark it. So we're in a battle right now with them.
I have hope that it'll be better. We are watching them all the time.
How are you doing, birthday girl?
I'm
Birthday
good.
queen.
It was my birthday on Friday. It was really good.
Well, I hope so.
I took the day off on my birthday, which was really nice. So I got to do that. And I woke up and you made me breakfast, which was really good. You made homemade hash browns, and they tasted like just as good as if you were to get them at like McDonald's or something.
Whoa.
You know how they make
That's a compliment, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they make really good, like greasy, delicious hash browns.
Well, they weren't that greasy.
But they were like a little bit healthier maybe, but they tasted just as good. So
yeah. It's because we got that fancy food processor. So I was like, I'm going to put this baby to work.
Yeah, it was a sweet deal for me. And then I opened some presents from you, from my parents and my sister and your parents. And so I had a lot of love. And then I actually ditched you.
Yeah, which I was fine with. Yeah. We had some sexy time, and then I passed out, and then I woke up and you were like gone.
I left. Yeah. Well, I know that you woke up super early to get the house all clean and stuff. So I left you a little Post-it note and I said, I'm going to take myself out for coffee. And so I went to one of my favorite coffee shops, and I'm reading this book called Building a Non-Anxious Life. We're both reading it by Dr. John Deloney. And there's a chapter where it's choosing reality. And at the end of the chapter, it talks about it just asks you a bunch of questions to reflect on in terms of how your life is going, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the best. And I feel like good, bad, ugly is two bad
good,
things.
Bad, ugly, terrible, horrible, awful.
Great, amazing. Yes. Life-giving. So I went to the end of the chapter and I was like, oh, there's journaling questions. So I spent like 3 hours just reflecting on my life, which is it doesn't come naturally to me. It's not exciting for me. Like, oh, I'm going to go journal. I don't really get excited about it because it's just digging deep and coming up with answers to questions. But once I really sat in these questions and journaled once I got into it, I felt really, really good about everything and just felt a little bit of clarity in some areas of my life. And and then I came home and then I took myself out again.
Yeah, you did.
I ditched you again.
That's fine. I was making a cake from scratch.
Cheryl was making me a lemon cake from scratch.
Yes, I've never made one before, and I will not make one again. I'll be putting it that way.
Why?
Because it turned out like crap.
No, I think we tried gluten-free flour, and I think that just kind of made it not great. Like it was
just
really
made it very dense.
Yeah. But while you were doing that, I took our dog Caius and I went on a walk by the beach, and then a couple of family members called me and sang me happy birthday while I was literally walking next to the ocean, and I was like, this is pure bliss. So I had a really great birthday. And then I saw some friends for dinner at nighttime. So
that was fun. And then what was that movie we watched after everybody left?
Oh, well, first we played Throw Burrito,
which was awesome.
We've mentioned before. I drank a lot. And we played Throw Burrito, and then some friends stayed after the after party, and we watched Marry Me with J-Lo and Owen Wilson.
It's amazing.
It's like, I don't know, I can't tell you why, but it's one of my favorite movies.
Which, can I just say, it was just so nice to have friends like just stay longer and watch an entire movie with us after we had an entire like party already.
Yeah, it was really special. I appreciated it.
Yeah. Good time.
Yeah, and then after my birthday, in other news, we went on a little date on Sunday.
We escaped to the woods. We were gonna take the dogs, but they were annoying us, so we ditched the dogs, had a special day together.
Yeah, they were being a lot. So, and we've been wanting to go camping, but it's just such a hassle sometimes. So I was like, we've been saying this for so long. Why don't we just go for a day trip, get like a daytime pass or whatever, go out into the woods. So we went out there for a few hours, and we were like, okay, this is really nice.
I will say the guy though, what's the guy, the host?
I don't want to talk bad about him.
Nobody knows who he is, and nobody's ever gonna know who he is. Okay, we're not having him on the podcast.
Go ahead, Ben.
Anyway, he was such a grumpy guy for no good reason. There was like, it was a Sunday evening, so there was like nobody camping, and he was like, "You can if you have a day pass, you can only sit here." And he pointed to like one little picnic table that we could sit at.
Yeah, there was
in front of his like line of sight.
Well, we went somewhere we never went before, which was nice to explore, but we didn't know what the situation was in terms of like, is there a daytime area to hang out? And there wasn't really.
Yeah. So eventually he did let us use like one of the campsites for the day because it was like unoccupied.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fun.
It was nice.
We made out on a car. We sat in the sun. I made some soup. That was nice. We brought our little like camping stove and made some lunch.
Yeah, I had a nice time.
I had a really nice time too. And it was nice because I didn't have to set up a tent or sleep in a tent.
No, that was the big thing, was like we just went out there and enjoyed. I will say there's something nice about setting up your things and really settling into the camping nature part of it all. But I don't know, we got a little taste of it. So.
Yeah, there's like this rustic wilderness part of me that wakes up when I'm out in the forest, especially if I'm camping. I'm like, I just gotta figure it out. You know, I like pull out my pocket knife and use it for things that I definitely don't need to use it for.
Kindling for the fire.
I'm using my hatchet to like split wood, even though we've already bought wood that is split.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
You're adorable.
I love nature.
I love you in nature.
And then last night we went to the Feminine Collective. That was a good time. We did have to leave early.
Yeah.
I think that was a learning lesson for me.
What?
Because like both of us, when we came home, we realized like we needed to leave early because we had to give Caius his medication. And it was a little awkward because it's just such an intimate setting that it gets very awkward to like say what you need in that setting. So like it got awkward for me to be like, I need to go home. That was my alarm. I gotta go home.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like, to me, like if I was in a class and I really had to go to the bathroom, but I really didn't want to disrupt the class because everybody's
that student.
I really was. I just have such a hard time.
Like, I will silently suffer.
Yeah, pretty much. So I had a really nice time. We met a lot of amazing women this time, and they're all musicians. They're all incredible.
There's a lot of new people there.
Yeah, but it was a little bit stressful because, you know, you go into it thinking, oh, we got to leave early. We can just, you know,
slip out. There's no slipping out.
There's no slipping out because it's so intimate and
and everybody's captivated with what everybody is saying, and there's no slipping out. So
yeah, but we got over it and we got home. We gave Caius his medication. If you are new here, welcome. And our dog is dying. We're giving him medication. So.
Why are you laughing about that?
Because it came out so strong.
Yes, he is sickly. But he's doing well today. So
yeah, he's
the vet, and
the medication is making him energetic and happy and bratty and adorable. So.
And the vets want to be our friends, babe.
Whoa.
Yeah, they want to come hang out with us sometime.
They're so cool.
They're like a young couple, and they just bought the practice like a few years ago, and they're just really cool. So I think we're gonna hang out sometime.
Cool.
Why are you looking at me like that?
It's a cool thing. It's not that interesting. I'm just saying.
Oh, I like making new friends.
That's great. I'm excited for that. How are you doing, baby?
I'm good. This morning was chaotic. I feel like I always say I'm good, and then I think about it.
I'm good.
I am well.
All is well.
Yeah.
In my soul.
I mean, we just ate dinner and watched The Bachelor, so.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we're keeping up with The Bachelor.
Yes.
It's intense.
It's pretty intense, but I like Joey, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm doing pretty well. So just taking it day by day. We had like a little chaos in the morning.
Yeah.
But then it got easier later, and I talked to your mom, so it was nice.
Oh, you always talk to my mom more than I do, and yes. I wish I had more time to talk to her, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am her favorite daughter, so.
Oh, you guys are cute.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I had a great birthday weekend, and that's pretty much the update. Work is a little bit stressful, but I try to just kind of get out of it when I come home, you know?
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. So I think we're going to jump into what we're here to talk about today, which
we gathered you all here for.
We are gathered here together today. We decided to ask each other some relationship questions.
Ooh.
So
I'm excited.
Why are you excited for it?
Because I don't know. I like asking fun questions and seeing what your answer will be.
Mine are not fun questions.
Oh.
They're like deep questions.
Some of mine are deep and some are less deep, but also we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I just like surprising you and not knowing what you're going to say.
Interesting. Well, on that note, you can go first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we want to give some relationship vibes, ask some questions, and get some answers from your favorite married couple.
That was very Ariel of you.
Ariel?
Ask them my questions and get some answers.
Wait. What song is that?
Part of your world.
Asking my... Oh, well, because you kind of said it. Asking my questions and get some answers. What's the fire and why does it... Yeah. Okay, here's a question I have for you, baby.
Okay.
You ready?
Here's a response. Sure.
Okay.
I think I'm ready. Never know because you don't know the question.
All right, I'll start with like a more lighthearted one.
Oh, okay.
What is your biggest turn off? And it can't be hygiene related because that's gross.
Because I have OCD.
So. Well, yeah. Plus, I mean, I could say, oh, if somebody smells, of course, you know, so.
Well, yeah. Because bad breath would definitely be a turn off. It's like, I will have sex with you, but I'm not going to kiss you at all.
You definitely have not been in that scenario.
No,
people.
We've never been in that scenario ever.
Nope. You definitely have never asked me to go brush my teeth.
It's only after you get like turned on after we eat something, and I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah.
Or like in the morning, I'm like, fix it. Oh, okay. What's a turn off for me? I'm such like a deep person. So if I feel not emotionally like respected or seen, then I'm like turned off.
Oh, okay.
So,
I could see that.
yeah. It shuts things down really quickly if I'm like, you don't really see me right now.
I respect you.
I see what you're trying to do there.
What? No, I wasn't trying to look good in front of you or anything.
Okay, I've got one for you. Let's see.
Okay. Should we answer the ones that we asked?
Sure.
Okay. Well, what I would say to that one is, well, that's not fair because I'm kind of thinking in terms of people in general.
It's not fair. It's your question. I didn't make the question.
Okay. If it has to do with you, I guess a turn off would be.
Well, this is rudely specific.
Well, I don't know the only thing I can think of is if it has to do with people in general, I would be turned off if someone was extra awkward, like cringe awkward.
I've never been cringe awkward.
No, you haven't. That's why I'm saying if it has to do with people in general.
How do you know it's your biggest turn off if you've never been in that scenario?
Well, I don't know if it's my biggest. I haven't done a full analysis. Okay, what's your question for me?
Would you have dated me if I had a kid?
Oh.
When we met? Not that there's anything wrong with having a child. I just want to know specifically if you would have dated me if I had a kid. Well, I am 5 years older than you.
Yeah, when we met, I was 22.
You were like graduating college.
I was a little baby.
You were little.
And now I'm 27. Ayo. I don't know. I think I would have. I mean, you're you.
Picture this.
You are you.
I know. Like, so picture a mini me, like a little.
That'd be so cute.
3-year-old. How was that? When
I think I would have
27 when we met. So picture me with like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old.
That'd be so cute. That's the thing is, if you had a child, you might not have acted the same way around me. Like you would have wanted to hide certain things. You might not
hide.
What? Okay, let me say this. You probably wouldn't have wanted me to just come on over to your house if you were even like interested in me remotely, just because you'd want to, protect your kid for a little while.
Our relationship would have developed differently.
It would have developed differently, but it's still you. So I feel like I still would have really kind of fallen for you a little bit. And then, I don't know, like you had a dog and I took him in. And so I know
it's different.
I know it's different. I know it's very different. But I think I still would have fallen in love with you.
I think that you would have fallen in love with me faster if I had a kid.
Really?
But I think your parents would have said, hell no. So.
Well, yeah, it was complicated for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, one being a queer relationship and 2, us living together already.
Mm-hmm. Even that would have been different because I would have had a whole kid. Where would you have stayed?
Well, that's the thing is I wouldn't have just kind of accidentally started staying with you, and then because of that falling in love and all that stuff.
That's true. Okay.
But I still would have loved you. If I had a kid, would you have dated me, been with me? It's a tough one because it's a big commitment.
I'm not afraid of children, so yes. Although if you paired you having a child with also you not being out of the closet yet and having not processed that you were queer yet, then I probably would have been scared.
Especially,
and I probably wouldn't have gone there because I'd have been like, that kid has a dad or a mom, and it would have been a dad. Like that kid has a dad in their life, and like it would have been a lot more risky.
But what if I wasn't with the dad anymore? I guess, right?
Probably game on, but I would have it would have been like a very slow burn.
Yeah. I think when people have kids, sometimes things, at least relationships, it seems like people try to be more careful.
I think I would have like 110% been more attracted to you. Not that I'm not attracted to you, but like, but I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm married to you, and the idea of you as a mother is really hot to me.
Oh.
But I think 27-year-old me would have wanted to jump in, but it would have taken like a long time to get there.
And it would have taken extra long because we wouldn't have just been able to hang out at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
One of us would be like, I have a babysitter, or I gotta drop them off at the so it just would have been
a slow burn,
but
ended up at the same place, but slow burn.
I think so. Oh, that's a sweet question. Okay. This is just a fun one. I don't know what I would answer to this, but
okay.
What's something you feel like should be easy in a relationship, but it's not?
Easy in a relationship, but it's not.
Like something before you and I were together, something you would have imagined should just be so easy, and then
sex.
Oh.
I mean, we're being real. Like, we're being real with you guys. Like, sex is something that up until I was getting it regularly. Sex until being married was something that I thought came a lot easier. And then when you're in a relationship that has some length and some distance to it, it just gets different because, like, if the house is dirty, you're not gonna want to have sex, or if you know what I
live together all the time.
You are together all the time, or if we had an argument yesterday or this morning, then we might not be emotionally connected.
Yeah.
So before I was actually in a relationship, I thought for sure sex would just be like, you have it all the time, and it's fun and it's easy to get to that place, and you always feel connected. And I had all these like preconceived non-relationship notions about it, and when we're actually in bed, like it's like we're constantly connecting with each other and honoring each other and respecting each other and giving each other pleasure, and it's like a give and take that you have to work at. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just picturing my sister listening to this and being like, gross.
I'm just saying, like, desire is something that you cultivate, and it's something that you honor. It's not just something that's always there.
That's true.
All the time.
That's a pretty good answer. I wasn't expecting it, but it came here.
What's your answer?
I think my answer would be something I thought would be easier is just doing cute little nice things for each other. And
that sounds so sad.
It's not hard. I get comfortable, and then sometimes I remember like, oh, I should write a cute little post-it note to put next to your bedside if you're waking up later. Oh, I should I don't know,
the little affection things.
Like we text all the time, but
it's so easy because in the beginning we used to write notes to each other all the time, and now we just text.
Yeah. So I don't know. We used to do a ton of really cute little things for each other, and I think you just get comfortable, and it's harder to remember to do that. So
yeah, but I think that it's less than what we used to do, but we still do it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we like still write letters to each other.
Yeah, like I wake up to notes from you all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. I think it's your turn to ask me one.
Okay.
Make it a good one.
Oh, okay. Here's one that's like a little bit deeper.
Oh, okay. I'm nervous.
Okay. No, I'll do this one.
What?
So during an argument, this is just like marriage, relationship, communication type stuff. So during an argument, what is a sign at some point during the argument that you see a glimpse of like hope, or your feelings start to change, or you see that like I'm trying, or
Is this because I go on and on?
no.
Okay.
What? I guess just what's something that means to you this argument is not going to last forever, I guess.
You're trying to, this is a tip that you're going to try to use in the future. I can tell.
Yeah, you're like, when you get me some tea, then I'll think about.
Yeah. When you stop talking and you look me right in the face and
When you shut your trap.
I'm serious.
I know.
There's a point where you stop talking and you just look me in the eyes, and you kind of have not necessarily like a full-blown smile, but you're just like you just have a face. And it's like, okay, we're done finally. Like,
is it like when I realize like I'm wrong and I just want to be good with you?
yeah. It's the moment where you're like, okay, we're just gonna be good. And I'm like, woo, here we go. And it's not that you were wrong.
Cute.
It's just that like, it's the moment where I can tell that you see us. Like you still see us. And that's when I'm like, okay, we're still good, you know?
Aw, that's sweet.
And usually like you'll look me in the face, you'll do that kind of like tired smile, and you'll put your hands on either side of me. And then I'm like, that's the signal from her that
on other side, like on you, or like,
yeah,
what
like
do I do?
on me, like you like put your arms like here, like this,
okay.
and you just like look at me.
Okay.
And that, I don't know, to me that means a lot, because it's like she remembers us, like she still sees us,
and I'm probably still
like we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm probably still seething.
Probably, and you're tired and you're drained and you want it to be done.
Yes. Aw.
So
Okay.
what's the answer for you?
Noted.
But you can't use that when you want me to shut it.
That's normally the natural point when I'm tired of us, you know, I feel like this, and I feel like this, and we're just like not empathizing with each other, and I'm just kind of like, this is dumb, let's stop. And I'll be like, I forgive you, in like a playful way. And
yeah, we do this thing where we're like, your phone wants.
Okay, go.
We do this thing where we say to each other, when we know we've been arguing and we know what's going to slightly annoy the other, we say, you know what, I forgive you.
Yeah. And then the other one's like, it's more of like, if I'm like, oh, I feel this way and you probably did something wrong, or you don't understand me. And then you're like probably the one that's right. And then I say, oh, well, I forgive you. And then you're like, what did I do wrong? And then I'm like, well, you know what you did. So yeah, there's like, what is it called? A
bid for affection.
Yes, something to say, I love you and I want this to be over. Mm-hmm. So yeah, something for me, I guess.
Which I'm totally going to use as a tip, so give me a good one.
Oh, okay. In an argument, I can kind of, I read somewhere, probably in the book I've been reading, but humans are just naturally kind of obsessive and repetitive. So especially when I'm emotional and like in an argument state, feeling misunderstood or whatever, the moment I feel hope is when, because you're really good to me, the moment I feel hope is when you start to say, it sounds like you feel this way. Like you're actually being a good communicator and you're empathizing with me, and I feel like you're better at that than me, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better.
I appreciate that. Cool.
And also when, like, I feel like it's similar, like sometimes I can tell when you have your walls up, and then I can tell when you soften up a little bit, because you can get really kind of hard of, well, I don't want this anymore. Not like,
I don't say that.
No. You say like, wow, if you feel that way, then I'm never gonna do.
Well,
you know?
I'm just never gonna do this again. Then have fun.
Yeah. So then there's a point. There's a point after that where you kind of soften up and you sit down and you're like, okay, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fatal flaw I have, and I'm working on it.
We both have.
I definitely, I get like harder emotionally in an argument if I feel unseen.
Yeah. Well, I love you, and we figure it out all the time. So.
Yes.
Oh, question for me. Do you have one?
Jeez.
I know. We're
Okay.
rolling through these.
Do you think it makes sense to stay close with an ex / someone you were with?
Like just in general, or with you and me and.
I don't know. However you want to answer that. You're like, in general, yes, but with you, no.
I was only really with very shortly one other person, and I think it'd be weird if we were still friends. So, no.
Okay.
Because I don't know,
like lots of people stay friends with their ex.
I don't know those people. I don't. I have never seen it. So
That's true.
if I saw it in action, okay, I think it's okay. Actually, it's okay if one of them turns out to be gay and they didn't realize it. Because then it's like, oh my gosh, we're friends and we were just kind of like accidental lovers, you know. Then I think it's like, oh, I still love you and I could love you platonically instead, and that kind of thing.
Mm.
But otherwise, I just think you were so intimate before. So just like,
Okay, but then like, okay, so here's where it gets personal. Like, do you think it makes sense to stay friends with people who have liked you or you've mutually liked each other?
Yes. Yeah.
You say that because there's like 10 people in your past that you have liked or have liked you.
Yes.
That we are
okay,
friends with to this day.
It depends. It depends if one of the people they would still be weird about it.
Oh,
even if you were like, we just got to be friends. Like if they're weird about it or they feel some type of way, then it's like, I don't know how much of friends we could be.
Mm-hmm.
But
point.
if they're totally cool, like, oh, I'm happy for you, you're happy for me, then it's like, okay.
I like it.
Yeah, you can still be friends. As long as you're not like sending sneaky texts or anything. No, you gotta have like a
friends with boundaries.
Miniature boundaries, yeah.
Miniature. Like a mini boundaries.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've never heard that expression before.
What do you think?
About being friends with exes?
Yeah.
I think it can get messy. I only have a couple of people I consider an ex.
We're so lucky to have been with you.
Yes, they were. But I don't know. I feel like you can definitely be friends with people that you used to like or that used to like you, but you have to have boundaries, especially for me, because I'm a close person, you know? Like I have very deep friendships. Mm-hmm. So when there have been feelings involved in the past, it's like that has to come with different boundaries.
It's a slippery slope.
I hate that expression. But you know what I mean? Like it has to come with different boundaries. Yeah, because I think our marriage is the thing that I respect and care about and protect the most in life.
Yeah.
So if the relationship if that friendship can't honor our marriage, then it's a no for me.
Yeah, like I think it's just a gut feeling. Like if you've liked someone before and you're attracted to them in some capacity, you just have to like go with your gut and not be like secretive or anything. Plus you and I tell each other all the time, like, hey,
when we're attracted to people,
by the way, I'm friends with this person and I used to really like them, but we just kind of like respond to each other's Instagram sometimes, and it's never like
a big thing.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, there are some, and I think it's not talked about enough, like there are some friendships where if there was attraction before, like if there were feelings there before, then you don't have a normal friendship. Like I think that's not talked about enough. You could say, oh, we're friends. But if the basis of your friendship was attraction and you guys flirting with each other and that like sexual tension, then you guys weren't really friends, and that relationship might be inappropriate if you're in a monogamous relationship now.
I would say sometimes it really helps if somebody like becomes friends with both of us, and because it shows like they're over it, you're over it, and it's just like you all have qualities you like about each other. I don't know.
Yeah. If you want to be my... That's like the opposite. If you want to be my friend,
you gotta get with my lover. not.
But as far as being friends with your like ex, this might be controversial, but I'm like, they're your ex for a reason.
It's just, I just feel like it'd be awkward a little bit.
I think so. Like, I think there's something to just honoring the past. Like, that was the past. This is present and future, you know? Like, just let it live in the past. You don't have to carry every person that you were with you into the future. Some people are just there for a time, and that time is special and amazing, but that time isn't for the rest of your life. Unless you want that, then make respectful choices and change your life. So that's what I say.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if you're not married and you're hung up on your ex, then go do something about it.
Oh,
don't hurt people.
Go get the girl.
Yes.
Or make your peace.
Make your peace.
Wait, was that your question or mine? Oh, my turn.
Your turn.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going until we run out of time.
Why do you give that like evil little laugh?
Okay. If there was one positive quality about me that if you had to get rid of one positive quality about me,
I don't like this question.
what would it be? Like if you got to keep all the other positive qualities about me, but you had to get rid of one.
I don't like this question.
It's like interesting.
No.
Please. So you say all the positive qualities about me, and then you pick one that you're like, okay, I could do.
Is a quality different than like a ability?
It can be whatever you want. Sure. Yes, ability could be it.
If I could get rid of one positive ability of yours, I would take away your memories of us.
Wait, what?
I would take away your memory. I would take away your memories of us, and I would do the vow on that.
Now, what are you
I would win you over and date you all over again.
I don't know if that was the question. Okay.
Okay, let me try to think of another answer. If I had to take away a positive quality of yours, but I like you a lot, so why would I change anything? Your hair color, I don't know.
Like what different color would it be? Like black?
I like your hair. I would take a picture of your hair as it is right now. Then I would change your hair color to like brown. Okay. And then you could dye it back to this color.
Sure.
I do think redheads are hot, but you would look not good as a redhead.
It's not my color.
No. So probably like a dark brown. And then because it's hair, then you could dye it back to this color. Or I
could just leave it dark brown because I like that color of hair.
True. There. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that was good. Now I have to think of one for you. One positive. Okay, here's one. Here's one positive quality about you which just pretending that we could take away one thing and it wouldn't affect anything else, right?
Which is impossible.
I would take away your positive quality of always picking up the phone for people you love.
I feel like you asked this question with this in mind.
No, I did. I really didn't. I really didn't think about it until just now.
Why?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something that's more of...
You want me to be alone?
No, I was just trying to think of something more action based, but it's a positive quality because you are really sweet and you are so personable and charming and you just like, you're so good with people. That's a really, really positive thing. You sometimes pick up the phone for people and it turns into hours long conversation that you didn't quite like anticipate because
and I don't know how to get out.
Yeah. And this isn't like talking to any of our friends or anything.
You know who you are.
No. I just mean, sometimes you have things to do or you just need some like alone time, but then you're like, oh, I'll just pick up the phone, and then you're giving like social energy when you might not have had it. So
I actually, the older I get, the less extroverted I think I am. My parents told me I was an introvert, and I didn't believe them because in my 20s I was like very extroverted.
Aww.
But now that I'm like looking back, I feel like I really need to be alone to refill and recharge myself. So those long conversations are kind of hard sometimes.
Aww.
Okay, I thought of a new one for you.
Okay, what is it?
I would get rid of your like positive quality of caring about what people think.
Oh.
Because I see you put other people ahead of yourself all the time, similarly to what you just said I do.
Okay.
And I am like, Megan can just shut that shit down real fast. Like I would get rid of, because I feel like it drains you, and I see like they don't see what it's costing you, but I do.
Like I think sometimes for some reason, if I'm hanging out with friends or which I don't want to make any of you guys feel uncomfortable if we ever hung out, but
see, that's what I would get rid of, her saying stuff like that.
Sometimes I have a social limit and I really have a hard time figuring out how to, most of the time I'm okay, like, oh, we got to go check on the dogs or oh, this or that. But sometimes I feel like there's not, like I try to wait for a good moment and it doesn't quite come. And then I just get drained because I feel a little bit awkward. So
that's the thing. Like if you had a choice to suffer or make somebody else suffer, you will always choose to make yourself suffer.
I guess.
And not even make somebody else suffer, but if you had the choice to you suffer or let somebody else suffer, you would suffer.
Yeah. I want to be like a confident person and tell people my needs and stuff, but I just never want to rock the boat.
All right then.
So that's kind of a negative quality.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you ever, if you were like a multimillionaire when we met, like back before we like combined finances and all that stuff,
ooh,
or if I was, would you be okay with a prenup?
Oh. I don't know. Because I feel like it's saying, I feel like it's saying that just in case we don't work out, I get all my money.
You get all the money that you had at the beginning of this.
Okay.
You don't get all the stuff that we made together. You get everything that you had up until that point.
Well, and then I get half of what we made together. Probably.
Yeah, half of what we made together, and then everything that you had when you came into the relationship.
Okay, if it was you, I would support.
If you had millions, you would say we're signing a prenup, and if I had millions, you would say no.
Wait.
If I had millions, you'd be like, I'm signing no prenup. And if you had millions, you'd be like, sign this.
No. I think if anything, it would be more emotional. Like if I had this big, giant career in something and I was really proud of everything I accomplished and I like wanted to keep that part of myself. Like if I don't mentally, I guess, if That's the thing, though. It's kind of just like if things go awry, which you never want to. So if you're all in, I feel like you gotta just not sign a prenup. Like, okay.
That's interesting.
So yeah, I just feel like if you're all in, you have to not sign one.
I'm talking about astronomical wealth, like private jet level.
The only reason
if you were Rihanna rich,
the only reason to do that would be if you're really like one of the reasons, I guess, would be if you're really kind of skeptical of the dating scene because people know you're so rich.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody even slightly less wealthy than you, people could come at you for all sorts of reasons, wanting attention in the media.
No, it's private. It's like nobody knew you, like you're astronomically wealthy, but it's not common knowledge.
Oh, well then I wouldn't sign a prenup, and I'd be like, surprise, surprise.
I'd be like, woo! Here we go.
Yeah. And then if you were rich, I'd be like, oh, I know you took me on all these dates, but I didn't know you had a whole mansion. Like, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then if you sign a prenup and then later on you get divorced, I feel like unless somebody did something horribly wrong, like cheated or I guess one of the big reasons to get divorced, like you would just want to split everything in half and move on with your merry way. Like I feel like you would throw money at the thing just to make it over, you know? So it wouldn't matter so much. You would just want to be like done with it if you were at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think?
Well, I feel like
you're like, yeah, sign one.
I feel like I have somewhat of a sexist answer.
Oh, hot take.
So I feel like if you're in a hetero relationship, then like if you're a woman in a hetero relationship, then and you have the money, then you should sign a prenup.
Oh.
Because there's so many, like, no offense, but there's so many like guys out there who are toxic and dangerous. And then these women walk away with divorces, like with nothing.
Well, yeah. And it's harder for a divorced woman to make herself money, probably.
To make the money and get herself back there again.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. But if it's the guy with a ton of money, he'll be fine.
I feel like a guy can walk into a place and be like, I'm a guy, give me a job. And then there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It depends.
I know it's not that way, but they act like it is.
Yeah, some do. Some are probably good.
I don't know. I'm not dating any of them.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. So, but in regards to like us, I would have been, if you had millions, it would have been an ego blow if you had asked me for a prenup, but it would have been something that would have made sense to me. But I feel like at some point we would need therapy to talk about it.
Probably. Yeah.
And if I had millions and you didn't, I would happily not have a prenup. I'd be like, this is yours now.
See?
So
that's how it should be. I get half of your million.
Well, yeah, because a part of our vows was like, all of my resources are yours. So
sweet.
Except for the prenup. Oh, that's funny.
This has been really fun, by the way. I hope it's not coming across as like question, answer.
I think it's nice. So.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, what should my last question be?
I don't know. How many do you have? How many questions do you have?
Oh, I
ask
like
both
this
of them
one.
because I like all my questions.
Okay. Okay, I'll do two. One is a little more deep and one is not so deep. I'll do the deep one first. When you first started talking about marriage, which I think you probably brought it up first, I was just kind of like more... I wasn't as intentional, which is like kind of weird, but I was like, oh yeah, probably we'll get married, I guess. Yeah, I would like to. But anyway, I was just kind of more laid back about it, which if it was up to me, I think I probably would have just been like lazy and just been like, oh yeah, we'll get married in like 5-6 years.
5-6 years, I would have been 40.
That's the thing is like,
well, that's not true. But anyway,
that's not true.
So I was thinking like 5-6 years from now, even then I still wouldn't be 40.
But yeah, I think I have the type of personality just to kind of let things go for far too long and be not so intentional. And so you were like really intentional right off the bat. So I want to know why does marriage mean so much to you? And like there's so many people that I know they kind of do wait a little bit longer, or it's not kind of the end goal, or yeah, like where is that coming from?
It's a good question. And I've answered this when we were dating.
Oh.
For me, it's cool being like girlfriends. There's like a commitment level that comes to that. And that girlfriends means like I promise to be loyal to you for the time that you and I are together, you know? And that's a serious commitment right there. And that could be like a lifetime commitment, or that could be like a couple weeks, you know?
Oof.
But it just didn't have like the longevity, and there's an independence that I had when I was just your girlfriend. Like we were building towards something together. Like we were walking alongside of each other, but we weren't building something together. You know, you did not have access to my resources. I could share because I was generous, but you didn't have access to my resources. You didn't get to like weigh in a serious way on what I chose to do with my life or my resources.
Yeah.
Or my like friendships, because you were my girlfriend, not my life partner. Like you weren't my wife.
Yeah.
And I know that people throw around the word partner, and I'm not gonna like throw shade on them. It's just, for me, life partner is a spouse or somebody that you actually have a commitment in some greater form than just we're dating.
I mean, people don't throw it around.
Okay, but like if you're not, a partnership to me means like you're building something together.
Okay.
Like they're your partner in something. Not just I'm seeing you, but like I'm with you and we're partnering in life together.
Okay.
So sometimes I use partner and wife interchangeably with you. But like, yeah, for me, marriage is, I choose you for life. You're the person above all people that I've known in my past, know right now, and will ever know in my future. You are the one that I choose to walk next to and build a life with. You know, like all the things that I said in my vows, that's something that I give to my wife. That's not something that I give to my girlfriend. So girlfriend's kind of like an appetizer.
Oh my God. I feel like that could sound so offensive or something.
I'm not trying to be offensive, but I'm saying for me, if you were in a relationship with me, which is who you asked, like for me, the way that I do relationships is, this is kind of like, you get me to an extent, and then there's a point where you and I part because we are not, like, you don't get all of that because I'm not married to you. But now being married to you, like, there's nothing that you don't have access to. There's nothing that you don't get a say in. There's nothing that I don't honor and listen to because you're my wife.
That makes sense.
And also, like, I could move across the country and you would come with me, and it would just be a thing because you're my wife, not my girlfriend.
It's true. I feel like if you are a queer couple, it's a bit validating if you're at that place to get married, to be able to say like we're legally married. Number one, because we can, thank goodness. And number two, because sometimes I feel like, I don't know, you and I came from pretty conservative backgrounds, and so if we're just dating, people might have thought just like not seriously about it, or like, oh, they could just break up, like just to not like have to deal with their homophobia. So us being married is like, whoa, that's something serious.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking too much about others, but there's another thing I forgot to say, which is there's like a family aspect to it, where when you were my girlfriend, you had your family and I had my family, and when we got engaged and then when we got married, we became a family. Like we have a new last name together. There's a whole new branch in our family tree where we are both on together. It's lineage. It's like legacy. It's something that's weighty beyond just dating. So like when we have kids, our kids can point to us as a legacy. Like there's generations that will come after us, and it matters. So
I like that.
Yeah, so it's just we're building a family together versus I know your family and you know my family.
That's true. Thanks, baby.
What's your answer for that? What's different, dating versus marriage? And there's no shade on dating. I freaking love dating. Sometimes I wish we could go back to dating.
Yeah,
But
I think
I love being married.
was just, well, there was a period of time where we were living together before we got married, and that was a little bit rough with like, we're kind of sharing finances and stuff, but also not at the same time, and things just got sticky with that. But I really loved living with you, and I think getting married kind of solidified like, we can just share a bank account, we can share like all of like doing the house utilities and the groceries and everything just in like a life way. Like we can fully just be together, because it's hard when you're living together but things are still slightly separated and you can't really be like full in with each other. And things are hard when you're fully in with each other. They're just like a good kind of hard, like you have a partner in everything that you do,
Which is hard but awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like marriage because it's just like you have a sure sign that it's something really serious, and it's just, I mean, you and I come from Christian backgrounds, so there's the spiritual element of coming together in marriage and God kind of blessing it, which was nice that our pastor married us, and he told us how much God loved us and blessed our marriage and how holy it was. And so there's like that aspect of it too. But yeah, I think just seeing our parents and other people in marriages, it's nice to have something a little bit traditional, I guess. So
She likes a full of tradition.
I guess so.
Okay, what's like a deal breaker habit?
What do you mean? Like for
like
you?
if I did that, no, for you. Like if I had this habit when we were dating, what would you be like? I guess it's kind of similar to the turn off, but I'm not talking about sex.
But if it would be a deal breaker, like
a deal breaker habit.
If I had to break up with you because of it.
And don't say like, oh, if I was an addict or something.
Oh man. Even then, I would still love you, but it would probably
I'm gonna love you from a distance.
Yes, exactly. Gosh, a deal breaker, like close to nothing would be a deal breaker unless it was that serious.
No, like okay, like when we were dating and getting to know each other, and then I said, hey, I do this, or you saw me do this.
If you had a bad habit of kissing other people on the lips.
Okay, we're not talking about cheating, and we're not talking about addiction.
If you
like, we're not talking about the 3 A's: affairs, addiction, or abuse. We're not talking about those 3.
Okay. If you let your dog lick all over your face and then I like I'd be like, I'm not kissing you. I am not kissing you. Like, you know, some people, like, they let their dog lick their mouth, like a kiss on their mouth.
That's disgusting.
That's gross.
That's disgusting.
That's a little gross.
That's really nasty.
Like, if that was a habit, like, all the time, you're like, oh, yeah, kiss my face. I'd be like, oh, like, no, go like, wash your face.
Immediately not attracted to you anymore.
I mean, I would be because, like, puppy kissing you, that's adorable. But also, like, after a while, I'd be like, just stop. Don't need to.
No, but like a deal breaker. Like, is it a deal breaker?
I said the only deal breaker would be something really serious. Like,
okay, you must really love me.
Okay, I don't know. Like, okay. I'm trying to put something together in my head.
Like, think back to previous relationships. What was a deal breaker? Like a deal breaker habit that made you be like, I don't like this person anymore.
Okay. If I did something that I thought was really special to me, and you were like, oh, like you didn't
anticlimactic.
Yeah, like for example, if I released a song, for example, and somebody
she got
forgot or didn't even realize.
This was a past person. It wasn't me. Calm down.
And I'm like, okay, no text, nothing.
That's awkward. That's really awkward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I didn't make you feel special.
Well, yeah, but also for
if
things
I had a habit of forgetting important things.
Yeah, or even
which
like
I do because I have ADHD.
No, you're pretty good at remembering stuff.
That's because we have 6 calendars.
That's true. Anyway. Okay, what would you say would be your deal breaker?
Okay, so I used to know somebody whose ex didn't wipe correctly.
Oh, babe, nothing hygiene related. Ew. Gross.
I used to know somebody whose ex didn't wipe correctly, and they always smelled like fecal matter.
Oh my gosh, babe.
And it was just weird because, like, when you hug them, it just kind of smelled.
That's not weird.
Not just gross. Musty, but like poopy. And I feel like no matter, because you wouldn't know it just like talking to them, but then you'd smell it. And you're like,
babe.
So I feel like that would be a deal breaker for me pretty early on, is if like you didn't fully cleanse yourself.
What if I just
there.
like was never taught how to do it? would you be gracious enough to say, hey, I really like you?
No,
and I think you
wouldn't
do this.
No, I wouldn't, because like I lose respect. I lose attraction when I lose respect for somebody.
Oh, no.
Like it goes out there. They're kind of like simultaneous.
Okay, well, just for the record, I smell good.
You
pretty
smell
much all the
amazing.
Time. Thank you. So no deal breakers here.
That's my deal breaker.
Okay. I have one more question for you.
What? That's not fair.
Why?
Because you said I could only do one. What's your question?
Well, I had one more.
Okay. Ask.
Okay. What's something that you would like me less?
What?
If I picked up doing, like it's your thing, and if I started doing it, you'd be like, oh.
Nothing
at all? Like all your little
I'm so
things.
used to you like encroaching on the things I like anyway.
I know, that's why I'm trying to see if there's something that like something you like to do, it's your thing, you do with your friends.
I'm not that immature.
That if I picked it up, you'd be like, that's not you. That's, what are you doing?
I don't know, because all of the things I think of, like poker or kayaking, like anything that you would do that I love too, just makes you more hot.
Okay, what if I took a cooking class and I suddenly got really, really good at cooking and you were no longer the best cook in the house?
Well, I'd probably ask you to teach me something. So, because then we could cook together. And I would be like, wow, she's really hot.
Oh, no. Okay, then.
I don't know. Like if you, I was going to say maybe like if you became an author and wrote a book before I did, then I'd be like, This was my thing.
This is my idea. Okay.
Like I am currently writing 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
So if you zoomy, like
I forgot the zone.
if you got in a zone and just finished your first book, which I do believe that you would probably write a book in your life, but if you did it before I wrote mine, when I'm currently writing mine, then it'd be like, really, babe? So, probably that.
That's pretty good.
That's all I can think of, because everything else I'm like, that means you're interested in what I'm interested in, which makes you even hotter in my book. So,
in your book. Are you writing a book about me?
Anyway.
No.
That was a good question. Wait.
Thank you.
Wait. Answer it.
Okay. Let's see. Something that's kind of my thing.
What if I became like a really, really good graphic designer? Like better than you.
If you got better than me, I'd be like, go and get like a fancy
corporate job,
6-figure job that I don't know. I don't know. I would think that's awesome probably because graphic designers, which is what I do in the daytime, they all have something different. Some people are really good at like photography. Some people are good at illustration. Some are good at
everybody's got something.
You're bored already.
Yeah, I'm bored. I don't want to be a graphic designer.
Okay. I don't think I have anything to be
You
honest.
have to answer because I had to.
Okay. My thing, what's something that's mine? Well, I grew up learning classical piano, but if you started trying to learn classical piano, I think that's freaking cute.
Cute. So. Like, what if I was phenomenal at it?
Then I would be like, okay, yeah, I've learned that song before.
That's the thing you guys don't know about Megan. She gets very like cocky.
I'd probably be inspired to
start. You get cockier than I do.
I'd probably start practicing again.
Yeah. Megan doesn't like it when I'm like better than you. You don't like it when I'm better than you at something that you're also good at.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a good answer. You don't have to come up with another one. I'm going to go practice classical piano.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would just like to tell the people.
Okay. You know what? I think if you learned how to play the drum set, because I've always wanted to learn how to play.
I already know how to play the drum set.
I've never seen you do it.
Because we don't have one.
Well, all I'm saying is I've always wanted to learn how to play the drum set, but I've made 0 steps to doing it. But if you did it, I would be like,
game on, I'm doing it. Game on.
Oh, man. Okay.
You'd be mad?
No, but I feel like that's not that hard or something. Because I would want to be the one that's like being good at it, probably.
Okay. I am going to start playing the drum set more consistently. Okay. Right in front of your face.
Okay, let's see it.
By the way, you can never play the drum set because you always rush anyway.
Whoa. That's a lie. That is a lie.
We have like an ongoing feud in our house of which one of us is rushing when we're practicing. Yeah. And it's always her. Well, but magically, it's always my fault. Magically.
Yes, it is.
So funny because when I'm playing by myself, it's on the metronome, but when you're playing or somehow sped up, I don't know what it is.
Oh, man. All right. I think, do you have any more questions for me?
No. So that's it.
I think that's
I have like a little encouragement for the people.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I think this was really fun. We covered like a lot of ground. Like almost too much.
Hopefully that was okay for you guys. It was kind of a long one. So thanks for sticking it out.
No, we talked about so much.
I know. It's kind of a whirlwind.
Let's do this again.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Because I still have questions I didn't get to ask you. Okay. So I have an encouragement to leave people with.
Yay.
Unless you have one.
No, I'm liking this trend of you sending us off with a nice message.
Yes, here we go. That's like my pastor voice, my priest voice.
Okay.
Yes.
I could not tell what you're saying because you're mumbling.
I said, yes, here we go.
Okay.
All right. So I wanted to encourage you guys to be content with your own path and don't compare your path to other people's. That's what I've been learning lately, because I think at the Feminine Collective and just at a few other points in the last week, I've been really like pulled to compare my path and my journey with other people's, because I'm like, well, they're already here and they're already doing that, and well, they have this opportunity or they accomplished this. And I just had this moment when we were listening to a room full of women talk about their lives and their music and their accomplishments. I just had this moment where I became so content with my path. And I just looked at the last 10 years of making music out here and playing it professionally. And I thought, well, I wouldn't have, like, you can't have somebody else's accomplishment without paying the same price, you know? Like, you have to be willing to, like, go through what they went through to get what they have. So there's always, like, a hidden cost. So just be content. That's my encouragement. Be content with where you're at. Be content with your own path, because you're not going to miss anything. There's really like no blueprint for your path. You just have to walk through what you walk through, and things will happen in their time. Just keep working at it, and putting it out there and then working towards it. So yeah, for me, I've been learning, like, if I had accomplished a lot of these things that like other people have accomplished, if I accomplished them years ago, I might not be as developed personally as I am today. So that's my encouragement. It's just focus on your path, focus on the steps right in front of you. You can't be jealous and thankful at the same time towards the same person. So yeah, just be thankful and celebrate them and celebrate where you're at.
I like it a lot. I like it. It's kind of like taking off any and all pressure. Like, you do you, your path and your purpose.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep. Because there's always going to be somebody that needs something from you and your path and what you learned specifically. Like what you have will always bless someone.
You have your own purpose. Yeah.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
Thanks, baby. Well, thank you for coming over.
Yes.
And as per usual, we will see you next week at our place.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.